What is up, everybody? I am Ant, and I'm joined by my good friends and three people. I just counted myself. Three, what are we like? The four horse dudes. Fuck the horsemen. We're
Oh,
the
no, we are.
four horse dudes. Look at that, four.
Oh, we're not horsemen. We're just the four dudes. Okay.
We're the four dudes that are killing the fucking game. The horsemen can't hang with us.
I agree. I think it's perfect. What a gimmick.
Ric Flair's airplane.
You could have come up with something better. I mean, you could have come up with something like resembling Evolution or something, but not. You chose.
Oh, I like the way this one's thinking, man.
Whoa.
So
Now, wait a
Tyler's
minute.
Ric Flair.
Oh, well, hey, I'll take it. I love the Nature Boy. I'm all about being on the plane. So
I'm not saying anything about the. They were good for their time, but I'm just saying, I don't know. It just seems kind of bland.
Yo, I like that. Yo, we're fucking Evolution, bitch. Yes, I like that.
you just knock the horseman. That's
Carlos,
okay.
because I'm Randy. Well, it's an order of how old everybody is, right? So
That's true.
I'm the oldest. I'm Triple H. Who's Batista?
George. Oh, bitches turn on me too, you fuckers.
I think fucking Carlos is Batista.
He's the animal. Yeah, he is Batista.
Batista.
Evolution is a mystery.
Batista, actually.
Well, Carlos has a whole different gimmick. He's like a Razor Ramon version of Batista. Like, he can't hang. Batista.
Hey, yo, Chico, say hello to the tribal chief, Carlos. What's up?
There you go.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good transition. Nothing wrong with some Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. God rest his soul. Love the guy.
Cried a little bit when I found out Scott Hall passed away. I cried a little.
Yeah, it was an emotional moment for sure.
Motion's taking me over.
They were that day for sure.
So introduce yourself, guys, before we keep on going. Who wants to go first? Go ahead. I'm Ant, by the way.
And I'm Tyler Peters. And somebody else go. And there you go.
What's up? I'm Macho Man Dan, or La Champion, soon to be WWE pay-per-view champion, but we'll get into that later.
And Carlos Caribbean Cool.
Keeping it cool in the Caribbean with Carlos. Boom.
Where's the apple at?
The way it did sound, it reminded me of Carlito. I don't know why.
That's I'm glad, Dan, that you are with us and you are on Planet Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I don't know what the fuck I was for a minute, because yes, Carlos. Well, Carlito stole it from Carlos, actually. Carlos,
that's what happened
this way.
And
Carlitos is a gimmick.
Had it. I was thinking about that name before I was even born.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Carlito stole the gimmick.
He stole it from you, bro.
Yeah, I know it.
Does he still wrestle?
Carlito? I don't know.
Yeah, Carlito.
Well,
he does Puerto Rico. Like, he does like some Spanish, like some Spanish company. I don't know.
Maybe like
when he
AAA.
debut in the Royal Rumble, then had one match and then completely fucking left the company. Yeah, I remember that.
He didn't want to be there. Probably. He probably didn't like it.
I don't know. I think maybe in Puerto Rico somewhere Carlito's wrestling. Yeah, I think a great talent though. I'm a big fan and a bigger fan of Carlos. So there you go.
Hey, listen, faces people who don't want to be cool, and so do we. But that's besides the point.
Well, we are covering Monday Night Raw from October 31st, 2022, Halloween night, live in Dallas, Texas. Our friend Dan here was the surprise for the trick or treat.
Yes,
he did the run in. I thought it was Chris Jericho.
My favorite, can I tell you guys something really funny? I don't know if off air this happened, but Tyler was like, all like, okay, Carlos is on. Like, Tyler was really in it. He was trying to find out what the surprise was. And I really appreciate you for that, Tyler, because it really kept the fans enthralled just as much.
Well, I'm just trying to do my job. I was.
He was like, okay, Tyler's is okay. It's Carlos. He's like, all right. Like, he was really, I loved it. But listen, we are going to take our first break. We just want to give a little introduction. We're here for Raw. Stay with us. We will be right back. A lot of crazy stuff happened on this episode, so stick around. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. We are Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. Yeah, we just took a quick break. Go ahead.
I heard one twice.
What happened?
I said I heard one twice.
One twice.
No, I said you said one. I heard somebody else say one.
What is happening?
Are you hearing voices like Randy Orton?
I'm supposed to be Randy Orton. I'm supposed to be one hearing voices,
I'm,
but
Someone else said one.
Did you say two?
Let's go back to wrestling. I think I'm hearing things. I think I heard one twice though.
I don't know, man.
Like I
think
heard,
someone might be
I
in your
swear I
house
heard
or something.
you said motherfucking one. Then I heard somebody say one.
There's a spirit. It's Uncle Howdy taking over my existence, guys.
That's it. Uncle Howdy has had a hostile takeover,
Not just Bray. But yeah, we are back and we're here to cover Monday Night Raw from October 31st, 2022. And the first match of the night is the Raw Women's Champion, the EST Bianca Belair, defending against the newly Nikki Cross. Her gimmick is back. She's not the superhero anymore. She's back to Crazy Nikki, which we'll get into our thoughts about that. But let's talk about this match here. Nikki nails a crossbody to Bianca. Bianca catches a flying Nikki and nails a fallaway slam. Bianca nails a backbreaker and then body slams Nikki. Bianca dives onto Nikki outside, and then Damage Control come out and distract the referee. Bayley then sends Bianca into the ring post. Nikki attacks Bayley and Damage Control outside, and then Bianca hits Nikki with a KOD and gets the victory. After the match, Damage Control attack Bianca Belair until Asuka and Alexa Bliss make their return and help Bianca Belair take out Damage Control. So I'll throw it to the man that I see first, Tyler. Tell me your thoughts about the match, and what do you think about Alexa Bliss and Asuka returning to help out Bianca again?
I thought the match was good. I like Nikki Cross going back to her older character, at least.
Alan Jackson.
I am so sorry, my Alexa.
Well, thank you.
Carlos heard it was fucking Dan's fucking Alexa.
Thank you, Alan Jackson. I didn't know he had an opinion.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I swear.
No, as I was saying, no, I'm
Miss Jackson.
Yeah, sorry, Miss Jackson. There you go. Good song. But no, I'm teasing. But I thought the match was good. I'm laughing now. But Nikki Cross, I love this version of the character. And Alexa will probably agree, I'm sure. And I'll tell you, Bianca Belair has just been on another level. I like the back and forth. I always like the Fit Finlay spot where Nikki Cross, where they get their opponents in the ring apron. So that was neat.
Oh, yep, that happened. But that was kind of weird. Did you notice the weird setup for that? Because I think Bianca kind of didn't know what to do. You saw that? Like, she kind of like positioned
That's true.
herself.
Now that you brought that up.
He's like, get your ass in the fucking apron, bitch.
Yeah, it's like Nikki's like, come on, you're the AST. You better get in here. Let me pound on
the apron.
Yeah. But, and I'll just go to the after match segment. You know, Alexa Asuka set up what we would, see later as you'll break it down. And I thought it was fine. Once again, we're just continuing what we're seeing a lot of the weeks. And we've talked about this before, and I'm anxious to hear everybody's thoughts on it, is when does it become a little redundant? And obviously, we're just going to see more and more. So there's not really a lot to break down here because you do such a fabulous job. I just thought it was good. It was a good match, good segment.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I feel you. It's kind of getting a little, like, add other people at this point because...
Yeah, they're doing it so much that's our fear. Everybody's going to get tired of it.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, who wants to go next? I'll throw it to Carlos Caribbean Cool.
I'm glad that Nikki Cross got rid of that superhero gimmick. I think it was kind of stale. I mean, it was cool at first, but I guess like she didn't. I feel like she didn't even know where she was going with that. But once she turned heel and that whole thing happened, she did they just threw her in and attacked him with Doudrop. I feel like she wasn't even happy. Now she's back to her. I didn't watch NXT at that time, so I don't really know. I saw her later on when she got to the main roster, she wasn't really as she was she was more crazier back in NXT than when she came to the main roster. They just paired her with Alexa Bliss and then boom. But You know, I'm excited to see what happens. But I think we all knew Bianca was gonna win. Like, but why would they change Nikki Cross's character and then just have her lose her first match? I feel like
Valid point.
they should have added her to the match and just made it a triple threat at Crown Jewel. That would have been like good. So like, it doesn't make Bianca look bad because I mean, like it's a whole new character, and then Nikki Cross gets like some type of win too, and then it'll be like triple threat. But I prefer the last woman standing match though. It wouldn't make sense to a last woman standing match with the triple threat. So
Yeah, it'd be weird. I was thinking about it the other day when I was watching this match, the fact that Nikki Cross has been a Raw Women's Champion, and it's sad because it was very lackluster because her gimmick was so, in my mind, very bad that like I feel like she didn't get a really good opportunity with the title because her gimmick was so bad. But I think if she gets another chance, being crazy Nikki, she could be pretty dominant. But I'll throw it to you there, the champion. I keep looking at it like it's AJ fucking Styles, man.
But no,
I think who it was for a
agree
minute.
with what Carlos said. It wasn't the right move to have Nikki lose this like her first match back. I mean, that honestly annoyed me. And I mean, again, like what Carlos said, they could have added her to a triple threat match. That would have made it better. She wouldn't have had to win that. She wouldn't even have to get pinned, and then it wouldn't even made her look bad. The way they went about it just wasn't right. I'm not going to say the match was bad, but then again, at the same time, the way they just went about it wasn't good. So, I mean, it was mediocre at the most, I'd say, considering, again, she lost, but at the same time, it was okay. It wasn't a bad match, just it could have ended better. I know before I said that I didn't like the DQs, I didn't like the countouts and everything. In this specific situation, I'm okay with that. It protects the star and it protects Bianca because apparently that's what she needs. I don't know. As
I mean,
people
I
know,
think
I'm not a fan of Bianca. As people know that I'm not. I don't think she's a good women's champion. Maybe she was at the beginning, but I don't know. I'm not really enjoying her reign. It's not anything special to me.
I feel like she's a great wrestler and all, but like yeah, I do agree with you. Like this reign isn't as big as the last reign that she had. The SmackDown Women's Championship reign, I think maybe it was like the superstars that she fought.
I don't even
but
think that
most
one was that good of
most
a
of her
reign.
matches were against Carmella though. That's the thing. She had a lot of like she had a feud with Carmella for about like 3 months, wasn't it? Like 2-3 months.
I think you're right, but like I said, I don't even think that reign was even that special. But I mean, again, I'm probably wrong. I wish they went about it better. That's all.
Speaking of women's
I'm
wrestling,
very happy. Again, I also agree with Carlos on the fact that I'm happy that Nikki Cross's gimmick has changed back to the crazy one because it definitely works for her better. But
speaking of women's wrestlers, I heard a rumor
It's great.
Sasha Banks has been seen backstage multiple times the past couple weeks, so I'm really excited.
Listen, Nikki Cross is here to take over, but
I didn't say Nikki Cross, I said Sasha Banks.
oh, I didn't say Nikki Cross.
She was at the Mexico City show, chatting it up with Bailey in the back. So
Carlos, I'm sorry
knows?
to say this. But stay the fuck home, Sasha.
Don't.
She left like 3 times.
Shush.
Okay, let's move on. We're moving on. All right.
Times.
Bianca Belair is backstage with Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
Shush, please. I hope Rhea Ripley gets released.
So I said, Bianca Belair said, Bailey has pinned me twice, and I will walk out as champion at Crown Jewel. And then Alexa Bliss basically says, we have been by Bianca Belair's side since the beginning with Damage Control, and we will be there when it ends at Crown Jewel. We want a tag title match tonight. So, really not much to talk about, but go ahead.
I was going to say, I really think that Alexa should have gone with a heel thing, not go with I'm going to protect the babyface Bianca Belair. I don't know. I didn't like that either.
Bianca's a good person to back. You're backing the right horse. I mean, she's like the top star. If you're hanging out with Bianca, that makes you a top star too.
I don't know. If she went with maybe she didn't even have to go with Damage Control. She could have just been like on her own, do something else with.
But I do like Alexa as a heel though better. Her goddess stuff is amazing.
Exactly. I think if they went with something like that, it could have been a lot better. But I mean, I don't know. We'll wait and see. Maybe I'm judging a little too quickly ahead.
So yes, I don't know where we
It's
are.
both great points. Yeah. I'm just over here enjoying this because it's great dialogue, and I don't know why I'm laughing at it.
Tyler is like, I know why I'm laughing. Okay. Yes, listen, I'm just excited to see what's gonna go down. I just think they're just putting Bliss and Asuka together with Bianca because they're gonna do some kind of war games and they need more people on that side. But I do agree with you guys. Like, it's weird that Alexa Bliss is backing Bianca, but I do think that she is a good wrestler to back if you're gonna back up anyone. Well, we're gonna move on. We see the Bobby Lashley Brock Lesnar special interview. Lashley's backstage, and Lashley says Brock has been ducking me for 20 years. Lashley says, I will expose him for what he is, a Bobby Lashley wannabe. Brock Lesnar enters the arena, and Brock says, I came to Texas to fight. Bobby, get your ass out here for an ass beating. Bobby Lashley comes out. The two brawl outside of the ring. Guards and wrestlers try to separate the two. Triple H comes out. He's okay. He comes out, and eventually Lashley and Brock are separated. Huge build up for their match at Crown Jewel. I'll throw it to Dan first since I threw it to him last before. What did you think of this segment of them being pulled apart? Do you think it makes you excited for the match at Crown Jewel, or do you want to see them? I mean, I feel like this has been going on with them being pulled apart a lot. Do you think that maybe they could have done a different segment to get us pumped for Crown Jewel?
I think this is the way they should have done it back when they were gonna have their feud at Royal Rumble. I feel like that's the way they should have done it, and not let's just base it around just the WWE Championship. So I think they're doing the right aspect to it, saying how he's been ducking him for 20 years. That's definitely something good that they added to it. I did like the segment. I thought it was great to have Triple H come out, obviously show that he's okay because as we all know, he got COVID, which is really sad, but he's okay, so that's good. And no, it was a great brawl.
Well, I'm glad that everything is good, and here's the thing. I'm good that Triple H is good, but again, I don't know. The segment was good, but it just keeps happening and happening, and I'm kind of feeling like, take a break from it. But let's move on. Carlos. Carlos, what are your thoughts?
I really wish they would have kept like the split screen thing. Yeah, I really like those interviews. Like lately, I don't know, like they've been doing that a lot. I really like it, honestly. Like those split screen, like having them in different rooms.
Kind of like how they did with Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, and then they also did it a couple years back with Samoa Joe and Brock, I think.
True.
Yeah, but I like that a lot. But I just don't like how they made Bobby Lashley look stupid. Like him, Brock's not there. Like he knew Brock wasn't there. Like why? Corey Graves is like, Brock's not there, acting like Bobby knew he wasn't there. They just tried to make him look dumb. But then but I'm glad they're doing like more fighting instead of talking because like you said the first time around, they did mostly talking, not really any fighting. The first the first build up that they did, it was like they had the weigh in and the freaking promos back and forth. But now it's like there's no more room for talking, just fighting. But
just how it should be.
Yeah. But I'm excited for the match. It's gonna be brutal. That's all I know.
I forgot they even fought before to begin with. Honestly, I didn't know that. I know that they said it and this, build up, but I forgot that they fought. Tyler, throw it to you, sir.
You guys brought up some great points. I'm with you. I think it could be even more intense, but they have to save it for Crown Jewel. I like this segment. I didn't mind really that Brock Lesnar was in the ring. That's the only thing I'll say why Bobby Lashley was on screen. I don't know that he looked stupid. I just think it caught him off guard by surprise. It's kind of what they were trying at least to go for. And Triple H, that was neat seeing him come out. But I'm with Ant. Sometimes it gets repetitive, but just to see the game out there was cool. And to make the rule you can't touch each other because makes it where, hey, listen, this is getting real. It's very serious. You guys want to fight. You want to have this match at Crown Jewel. You got to abide by the rules. Even these studs with Lashley and Lesnar. So I was fine with it. There's not much more to add. You guys pretty much touched on it, and I thought it was good.
I agree. Like I obviously agree with you because I agree with myself. Yeah, I
Wow.
think I agree with you know, obviously I think it's getting lackluster. Like I'm just, you know, I want to see what happens, but like do something a little different. I don't know. I just feel like it was good seeing Triple H come out. That was different from it, but you don't have to do a pull apart every single time there's two big guys coming at each other. Um,
Yeah, just break up the monotony.
yes, but I'm excited for Crown Jewel.
I want to see a time when there's like a brawl and there's no security coming at all. Like how far does it go? That's I would have been happy with that. Like just nobody comes out there, but like Triple H wants to protect the integrity in the match, and I get that, but still.
Yeah, that's where he's coming from, I believe.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a show. I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen. I feel like this match is gonna be so much better than our other one. But let's talk about another good match. But this match happened tonight on Raw. Austin Theory taking on the WWE United States Champion Seth frickin' Rollins.
Oh, this was fire. It was a banger.
Very good match. I will say I think it's a little overrated. I thought it was good, but I don't think.
Can I go first? By the way, when you finish.
Yeah. Of course, I'll throw it to you first. So, Seth Rollins starts the match, suplexing Austin Theory across the guard railing, and Rollins nails a knee across the neck of Theory. Theory drops Rollins' face across the announce table, and Theory nails a fallaway slam and gets a 2 count. Rollins clotheslines Austin Theory to the outside, and he dives onto Theory twice outside of the ring. Rollins nails a Falcon Arrow and gets a 2 count. Back and forth roll-ups from both men. Theory with a brain buster, and that gets a 2. Theory then hits a somersault blockbuster. That gets another 2 count. Theory with a super kick and forearm, and both men are down. Rollins gets the win after a stomp, and Seth Rollins, United States Champion, shuts up the 2022 Money in the Bank. Well, I started coughing. Money in the Bank winner. Because Carlos Caribbean Cool is so cool, I'm gonna throw it to him first. Go ahead, sir. What do you think?
So, first thing, I love how Seth Rollins brought back the blonde hair. Hopefully he keeps it like that. It looks pretty cool, like OG Seth Rollins. Next thing, I didn't really get why they had two heels fight each other. Like, who are we supposed to cheer? I mean, is Seth Rollins even a heel or a face? Because people already singing his song. Obviously, I feel like he's a face. Like people always doing all that. It seems like he's a face, but then he'll cut a promo and he'll say something kind of like that. Like he talks shit to Ali and all that. So I don't really get what they're doing with him. But I feel like maybe he might be a tweener. But it was a great match, and I feel like this is what they should be doing with Austin Theory. He's cocky and he can have great matches. He backs it up. He's been losing he's been on a 13 losing streak, hasn't 13, 14 losing streak.
I'm like that, yeah.
It's this is what they should be doing with him. Great match. He's cocky, he talks shit, but he can back it up in the ring, even though and have him win some matches. He's Mr. Money in the Bank. And I like Austin Theory a lot. He proved himself really. I was a fan of him before, but after this match, he's definitely on my top 20 favorites. But it was a great match. I'm glad Seth Rollins won, but I feel like it could have I feel like Theory needs to win some matches because if it seemed he's not really a credible contender because he's Mr. Money in the Bank. What the fuck? He needs to look strong some way somehow.
I will say I agree with you on that, but I think the reason they're not really making him look so good is because Vince was the one who said, I like him, I want to push him. Triple H and Stephanie aren't exactly the greatest fans of Austin Theory.
Yeah, it shows. It shows.
Well, I mean, a lot of people kind of knew that once Triple H got there, and I don't know. From what I'm hearing, Triple H and Stephanie aren't really planning on pushing him anytime soon. I mean, who knows? Maybe he might go and actually win the WWE title. I doubt it from the way they're booking him right now, but you never know. And the fact that you said also about the Seth Rollins thing, about him not really being a face or a heel, I hear that he's possibly having a face turn, which I don't know. I like the heel gimmick. Truthfully, I don't think he needs to go babyface. I think he's just right where he is. I don't think anything needs to really change about him. But I mean, it could definitely work if they do it right. Honestly, I say this a lot, but again, it always just has to be done right. If it's not, then it's just going to be crap. But
this could be the right time though, because remember they turned on him like a couple years ago because after that whole thing with the Fiend, but now they're cheering for him again. It's like fans don't even know what they want. It's like they lose their attention span quickly, like to people like they wanted him to be Brock Lesnar so bad, he did it, and then after something happened, then they want to start booing him again. Same thing happened with Damian Priest, Liv Morgan that 1 week. Multiple guys.
The fans tend to get sick of wrestlers. I don't know why they change their minds very quickly. It is what it is. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it.
Let's let Tyler try to describe.
Let's let Tyler describe that, or you, Anthony. Let's see what you're thinking.
Oh God, I don't know if you want me. Let me throw it to Tyler. Go ahead, Tyler.
What I was going to say, it is a good match. Now, the only thing I will disagree with is I do believe Stephanie and Triple H are fans of Austin Theory. I know he was positioned as Vince's guy, but I think he's got plenty of time to win a world title, being the Money in the Bank winner. The match was great. I'm not going to break it down. I think Ann and everybody kind of does a nice job with that anyways. I'll just concur that it stole the show. It was very good. Now, was it overhyped? I mean, you could argue that. But when you got Seth Rollins and Austin Theory, both are great workers. And that's why we get these kind of matches. So, to me, it delivered. It did its job. And that's all I'm going to insert there. So, I
think so, too. I'm always like, I don't mind. For me, like, this match, I was confused because there was no, like, storyline going into it, like, why they were fighting. I know that, like, Theory maybe wanted to prove that he could beat people on his own.
So
but
Seth said a comment on Raw last week when he was on commentary. He said it would be easier for Austin Theory to cash in on Dana Brooke than on anybody else. And then maybe that like pissed him off.
Yeah, I mean maybe. I just feel like it's like, again, I hate this with TV shows too. I hate when I have to like find out a reason for something after, like, you know, if like you watch a show and then the director will do an interview like, oh well, that storyline happened because, like, tell me in the fucking show. Like, I know that's
like giving away like things. They want you to figure it out. They want you to, you know, use your
yeah, but it's like, it would be like, for example, like if they had like a Sunday Night Heat show and they're like, okay, on Heat, you know, Mankind attack The Rock, right? And then on Raw, they have Rock and Mankind come out and no one knows why because they didn't tune into Heat. They would show promos, like, just remind us, like, okay, well, last week on Raw, you know, Seth Rollins made this comment about Austin Theory, because I didn't even realize that's why they were fighting. I thought they were just fighting because for the hell of it.
See, I missed that about that era. Like going back to the 90s and even before, they did I think a better job sometimes at conveying those parts of the story. Not saying they hadn't done a great job with storytelling. To your guys' point, you brought it up. I think if you go back and watch like a Sunday Night Heat or the following night on Raw, it all kind of tied together where sometimes, not that it doesn't have a connection, but we're often left a little more confused. And if that makes any sense.
I mean, what it just seems is like they're just, as it has been for years now, they just tend to throw matches out there just because they need to fill time or make a feud. And sometimes you're not going to get that reasoning. And I understand that, but I do agree with you guys on the fact that, you know, it's nicer to have like a video showing why they're fighting. Like, even if it was like a 5-second clip showing like that they're angry at each other for what Carlos said, because he said it would be easier for him to cash in on Dana Brooke or something. Even if they were just to show that, I feel it would have made a lot more sense.
Yep. Well, let's move on. It was a good match overall. I mean, whether or not they explained it was a fire match. And with Seth Rollins, he's the type of guy that like you can count on to do that. Theory had a good match, but I don't blame Rollins. I know a lot of people really like this, but I feel like it could have been a bit better. And I don't blame Rollins for that. I just think that they didn't get that much offense, I feel like, and it was kind of like, for it to be a good match, I like a lot of back and forth, but it was still good.
You need to watch it back then. It was Theory got some good ones in there.
Yeah, but I mean, Seth Rollins controlled most of the match, you know?
I mean, he's a veteran, of course.
I know, but I'm more into the back and forth. I like more of like when I do my YouTube, my live stream of my 2K22 matches, plug,
Cheap plug
um,
warning.
plug. I make the matches like back and forth as much as possible because I like it that way. But other people are more like, it makes more sense that Seth is dominant because he's champ. Good.
No, I respect all your guys' opinions. That's all I was going to add there. And by the way, great show and content on YouTube. I've checked it out.
You did?
Uh,
Yes.
yes,
Come
I
on.
have. So I'm glad you plugged it. Another advertisement. Go check it out. It's awesome. The Uncensored Wrestling Podcast with the video games by WWE. It's amazing.
Dude, let me tell you something. Some of these matches, I'm like, damn. Like the past one, Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio. This last one, there's a lot of good matches that stole this show. I can't really count them all. Oh, I did do. I'll tell you the opening match for the In Your House pay-per-view. The cruiserweight champion Ricochet defending against Wes Lee. But here's the problem.
That would be a good match. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that didn't get added. There was a problem with my footage, so you start off with part 2, but that's okay. It's still good. The show
It's
goes
got
on.
something we can look forward to.
Yes. Okay. So let's move on though with this show. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman come out to the ring, and Roman says, "By crown jewel, we'll see an Usi right hand man," talking about Jey Uso, and he says, "For over 2 years, I've been hyping opponents." He says, "When only one thing happens after I hype them, they get smashed." I mean, it's pretty much.
They really need to
There
stop
he
with
is,
that.
back
With
to
that,
the smashing.
they really need to stop with that smashing stuff. Like,
They get smashed.
seriously, it's getting a little much.
Carlos is very particular about the terms daddy. He doesn't like the
Here, Michael
Who's
Cole,
your daddy?
Michael on SmackDown. Michael Cole's like,
Who's your
"Daddy's
dad?"
here." Michael
Yeah.
Cole's like, "Daddy's here." Like, hey, yo, Michael Cole.
Carlos is like, listen, I don't know how I feel about this, but that's okay.
And then Wade Barrett was like, "The kids are in trouble." I'm like, oh my.
I mean,
He's
pretty
got
much.
Jay-
Carlos is passionate.
In my head, I'm heading, oh, Jay's in timeout. Oh,
Yeah, he was pissed, but Roman says, "I'm the greatest of all time. He says, wait. I'm going against a guy who has only had 2 matches." He says, "I'm not gonna hype this match with an outsider like Logan Paul." And he says, however, the wise man will hype it up. So then Paul Heyman grabs the mic, and Paul says, "Logan Paul has steel screws in his hand, the hand that he is determined to throw that one lucky punch. He's been training with Shawn Michaels. However, he is going to get smashed by Roman Reigns. Roman cannot tolerate an outsider." That's when The Miz comes out. And like, that's kind of weird. And the Miz is like, "I acknowledge you, Tribal Chief. This is your ring." Miz says, "I'm here to help you. No one knows Logan Paul, Freudian slip, Logan Paul more than me. I pretty much helped him get in this business. I know his weaknesses." He's like, "I taught him everything he knows, I taught him pretty much everything he knows, but I didn't teach him everything I know. I can help him. I can help you." He knocked out Jay before, but we can help each other out. He goes, "I know Logan's weaknesses, and you can help me with Dexter Loomis and I can help you neutralize Logan." So Roman says, "You're trying to cut a deal?" And Roman goes, "Why does everyone talk about Logan Paul knocking me out?" And then Roman nails a Superman punch to The Miz, knocking The Miz out. And Roman says, "When they should be talking about me knocking out Logan Paul." And WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns leaving a huge message for Logan Paul heading into Crown Jewel. So I'll throw it to Dan. Dan, what did you think of this segment from Roman Reigns?
Well, I mean, again, like Carlos said, you need to stop with the smashing crap. That's getting a little much. But I mean, the whole thing about Miz saying "I acknowledge you" and shit. I don't know. I didn't like that they had him be like, "Oh no, this is your ring." But nah, he's supposed to be a heel as well. He's supposed to be like, "This is my ring." But that's another little thing that I didn't like. But I do like the way Roman went about it, being like, why is everyone talking about him knocking me out when I have the Superman punch?
Yeah, exactly.
That's,
He's like we're all forgetting that he has his own fucking punch.
I'm gonna be honest, I never even thought about Logan Paul knocking someone out. I mean, just saying, he's not exactly the most built guy ever, and he's not exactly the most. I mean, he's athletic. I'm not gonna say he's not. He's definitely athletic, but I don't know. I just don't see him exactly putting up much of a fight to Roman. But I'll get more into that into the predictions. But I definitely did like the promo, other than those little two things of Miz not actually, not being the heel that he's supposed to be, or the smashing crap.
Smash, crackle, pop.
Yeah, I like it. Great.
No, I think I agree. I'm excited to hear your thoughts more when you do the predictions, but I Logan Paul just I don't know. It's hard to kind of root for him. I'll throw it to Tyler now. Go ahead, Tyler.
I thought it was a good segment. Anytime you get to see Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and some of the bloodlines, always good television. And I mean, Dan really said it perfectly. I mean, and Carlos too with the Superman punch, and made sense why Miz didn't really act as heelish as he could have been. But I think the way they were going about it was that Roman Reigns is just that big of a star, and even though Miz is a great talent, I mean, he's just coming in there. He's going to come at it more like he's sucking up to Roman Reigns and the bloodline, welcoming them and trying to get on their good side when it backfired on him. And that's where some of the comedic elements come in on The Miz. And I just like the segment. There's not much to break down here. It was just anytime you get to see Roman Reigns. And I think Logan Paul, I'll get into that on the Crown Jewel predictions. It was overall just very entertaining.
Yes, I agree. It was entertaining. I was surprised when Miz came out, but I do agree with you. Like he has to kind of bend the knee, kind of to Roman a little bit because he's not really a type of he's kind of like a cowardly heel. He's not a type of heel that's like I'm gonna beat you up. He kind of has always been a type of like, oh, let me,
Oh, he has, and that's what I was trying to look at it from that point of view.
Yeah.
That
Well,
he's gonna.
that is true. I don't see it as he was just all the, like all of it was just him being the cowardly heel. I don't think all of it's that way because I mean, if you look back at his 2011 reign, going against like John Cena, he stood his ground. He wasn't like, I know how big you are, but I'm a better star. I don't know. That's just me though. I still kind of look at him in that aspect, but that's me.
He literally beat Randy Orton for the title.
Yeah, but then why is he going around and bowing to Roman Reigns? Why is he going to Logan Paul for help to take on? Like Logan Paul's a complete like. Why would you?
He's kind of changed his character since then.
Well, yeah,
bit.
he's definitely done. He's grown into more of that cowardly heel over the years, and I don't personally like that because I mean, like I remember like his Intercontinental Championship reign, he did anything to keep that title, but at the same time, he wasn't always just that cowardly heel. But I guess he's really grown into that whole again cowardly heel.
But I feel like maybe for like 1 year he wasn't because I mean like that was like what like one match. I mean every other like most of the time he's usually like he's got John Morrison, he's got his wife, he's got Tommaso Ciampa, he's got R-Truth at one point. He had the Big Show. He's
okay. Well, you could also say the same thing about Roman Reigns then because he has Jay, Jimmy, Sikoa. Now, Sammy as well. I'm just saying you could say the same thing about anybody.
True, but I didn't. I'm disagreeing with you on that. I mean, but that's sort of what's happening here with Roman is that he has all this backup. That's sort of why I think they kind of want you to kind of look at him like that. Like he's a tribal chief, but the past couple of weeks, he's had help. So I don't think he is, but I feel like WWE kind of wants you to. Not say that he's a coward, he takes on everybody, but like he sort of like gets help to get the win sometimes, most of the time.
Yeah, he needs that backup.
I guess, yeah.
But my dog is going crazy. This is uncensored. I totally get where you guys are coming from. Carlos, did Carlos get to talk yet?
I
jumped in a few times, but I didn't really talk about the promo was good per usual, like to Roman. I like the only thing I really want to add is like I like the part like when he left, like he was talking to the camera, Like he was pissed. Like he was not taking shit. He's like, I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of people thinking that they could knock me out or something. And I like that was probably my favorite part of the whole show, honestly.
Yeah.
That just that a little part, those like 10 seconds of him, or it's like 20 seconds of him just talking shit. He said what he said.
Well, we're gonna come back. I want to add a couple bit more. We are running out of time. We're gonna come right back. We have a lot more to talk about. Stay tuned. We'll be back with Raw. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, we are still here. I'm still Ant. That's still Tyler. That's Carlos down below, and so is Dan down below. And guess what? I can move people around. Very cool. Here's a story of a lovely lady.
No, you can.
Who is moving the people all around? Here's what I'll do. I'll make it like that. And now am I at the bottom. It's cool. Okay, so welcome back. And we are still covering Monday Night Raw. And our next match of the night, we have Damian Priest with the Judgment Day taking on Carl Anderson with the OC. And Carl Anderson had a great showing last week, I think, in his match against, who did he fight? Was it Finn Balor?
Yeah, it was Balor, I believe.
It was good. And Anderson has the OC with him for this match. Here are just some notes about this one. The two fight, and Anderson attacks Dominic. Priest nails a super kick to Anderson. Priest hits a Falcon Arrow, and that gets a 2. Anderson gets a martial arts kick in the corner. Anderson hits a senton and a spine buster, which gets a 2 count. And Anderson gets a surprise win after a backslide after the match to the OC and Judgment Day brawl. And then Rhea Ripley comes in and low blows Gallows. She distracts Carl Anderson and AJ Styles and Finn Balor and Damian Priest. They all attack each other. Damian Priest nails a Razor's Edge to AJ Styles. Finn Balor hits a coup de grace to Anderson, and Dominic nails a Eddie Guerrero inspired frog splash to 8. So Judgment Day.
Like he said, he is the Eddie Guerrero of his generation.
He is. So I'll let you talk, Dan, I guess. Yes, I'll let Dan talk first, I guess. I don't know. Did you talk first last? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. What do you think about Judgment Day being on top? I mean, Rhea Ripley needs to be stopped, right? That's your girl.
No. Bailey is my girl, but it's not a big deal. But no, I definitely do like the Judgment Day premise. I like that Finn Balor's in control. I mean, I guess it would have been cooler with Edge, but again, he didn't like that whole thing, so not a big deal. I don't know. I'm liking the way they're going about the Judgment Day. They're pretty good, and I like the fact that they're going against the OC. They're a great tag team. The club, it's fucking amazing. And the match, it was Carl Anderson versus Damian Priest, was a great match. I gotta say that. Great action back and forth. Great back and forth action for the brawl. So I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I just think compared to last week, I felt like they had Balor and Anderson had a better match than Priest and Anderson, but that's just me. Let me throw it to Tyler. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, it was a good match. I like Carl Anderson back with the WWE. His work rate is still incredible, and of course Damian Priest as well. Like the whole OC versus Judgment Day, and that's all I'll say. And the whole Rhea Ripley factor has been interesting.
Rhea Ripley has been in there, man, making a name for herself. Go ahead, Carlos. What do you think?
I'm glad that they're finally building up some hype towards the Judgment Day. I mean, I feel like I was scared once they turned on Edge. I thought they were gonna go downhill, like they were. So at a point they were. But then Triple H got in charge, and like things kind of changed for them. And I feel like I like how they have. I feel like Finn Balor is like the leader of the whole group. Like I feel like that type of thing. Like he's getting some sort of like a slow and steady push, but it's gonna happen eventually once he goes on his own.
Yep.
And I feel like
they split the
so
titles up
now.
and Balor gets one of them.
Wait, what?
Just saying. No, I was saying maybe they split the titles up from Roman and Balor gets one of them. Who knows?
He definitely deserves it. The Universal title, I think it should be. But You know,
Well,
and
the
I
Universal
think
title's more for SmackDown, but
you can always switch it up. But AJ seems so much
could,
happier now
but
that the club's back too. Like he was himself before, but now he seems so like much more into it. I think I don't know like what the word is to say, but yeah.
well, I mean, the fact that he's actually teamed up with them and everything before that, they have history together, they work well together. I think it makes sense to have them go against the Judgment Day. I mean, Omos wasn't that great of a tag team for him, if I'm being honest. I don't know. The big guy, high flyer, just didn't work for me. It didn't work for Big Cass and Enzo Amore either.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes,
Daniel
I agree.
Bryan.
Listen, this was an okay match. It was what it was. I don't really care about this storyline, to be honest. Like, I'm excited that there might be an extra element out of that crown jewel, but it's not really doing it for me. But it was still good. But here is someone that does it for me. Hubba Bubba. JBL comes out and JBL brags about Texas, and then he starts talking shit about Texas now and all the people there. And he brings out Baron Corbin. And Corbin says, I'm a modern day wrestling god. Thank you for using your last few dollars to see me in the flesh tonight. I know you truly love me. The truth is, and then R-Truth comes out on a fake horse. There's a whole little comedy bit here. And the end comes after Corbin nails an end of days to R-Truth. So I'll throw it to Carlos. What do you think about the new wrestling god taking out R-Truth? I mean, R-Truth's just been thrown into stuff randomly. But go ahead. What do you think?
I don't think he's like thrown into stuff. I think that they've been giving him a small, not a push, but like they're using him. I love R-Truth on our TV screens. In my opinion, he's always great TV. He's such a gem, like what the young kids say today. He's such a gem this time. But
young kids say.
I can't get enough of R-Truth. I wish he was on more. I feel like his best, like this is a little off topic, but I feel like his best stuff that he should have been they kind of wasted an opportunity was when he was a heel. Because I remember this one segment that he took a cigarette and he lit it up on live TV and he was smoking it like in the crowd. And I was that's like peak R-Truth heel stuff. Or like when he threw the soda at the fan or something. I think that they missed opportunity with that one. But they didn't want him to beat John Cena.
He's back now. Guys, 1 minute. Fucking late champion.
Okay, good promo by JBL. He turned on his own hometown, and then he beat up his wrestling got beat up R-Truth.
Yes.
Honestly, I
rushing me and shit.
I'm gonna be honest.
I hate to. I don't mean to. I don't mean to. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I like the pairing of Baron Corbin and JBL. It could definitely work, and it does seem promising with the way they're going about it. But I don't know. I didn't like that they just keep throwing him into a comedy segment. Not always, but I don't know. The fact that they had to do it this time, just I don't know. We're supposed to take this guy serious and all. I seem like I hate comedy segments. I don't. I like it from time to time, but when we're supposed to be serious, it doesn't seem they want us to be that way, but it seems like it at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I love how quiet it gets every time I speak.
It's not just you. No, I'm just because I'm trying to take it all, and I think it's weird. Go ahead, Tyler. It's a weird situation because it's a mix of comedy and it's serious. And go ahead, Tyler.
No, it is. Even if you don't like Baron Corbin, the JBL stuff's just been top notch. I love the promo, turning on the Texas crowd. Anything JBL to me does turns to gold. Calling Kevin Patrick Shamrock. I mean, it's awesome on commentary. That's been one of my favorite things. So I think it's good for Corbin. I do like and appreciate R-Truth's comedic skills. He's also a very talented in-ring performer, obviously, and it was just overall very fulfilling for me just because we got JBL.
Okay, yeah, I think JBL. I agree with you. Like, they're really nothing else is really pushing Baron Corbin but JBL right now. So I'm happy he's on the screen. Let's move on. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just agreeing with you what you were saying that JBL is the only thing that's really helping Baron Corbin at the moment.
He is, man. Like, I mean, and I like Corbin, but this is pumping him up a bit. Speaking of pumping up, Damage Control is backstage and they're talking to Nikki Cross. Very strange. What's this about? We'll find out. We have our next match, a trick or street fight. Matt Riddle with Elias taking on Otis with Chad Gable. And Riddle comes out dressed as Ezekiel. And I think Chad Gable is Einstein and Otis is a Chippendale member. Like, what is he, Patrick Swayze or something he's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's the Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze SNL skit.
Yeah. So there's some notes from this. This is probably the best trick or street fight, I will say. I actually enjoyed this one. Riddle nails a floating bro to Otis outside. Otis with a splash in the corner. Otis does the worm and lands an elbow to Riddle. Otis then accidentally runs into a chair, and Riddle nails Otis with kendo stick shots. Otis misses a splash, and Elias puts a pumpkin on Otis's head, and Riddle nails an RKO, and Matt Riddle gets the win. So, Carlos, what did you think of this trick or street fight?
I mean, I didn't watch it, but I watched it on YouTube and I fell asleep like when it happened. But all I have to say is, Riddle, stop using Randy Orton's moves. You have your own good moveset. Stop.
I honestly kind of want to disagree with you on that. I mean, at some points, yes, I think I said this on SmackDown with you, Ant, that using someone else's moves isn't the way to go about it most of the time.
No, but it's like Riddle's moveset's really good though. I will
100% agree with you because I said you want to get your moves over, but because he did it when he was with Orton, and the fact that Orton's injured now, it still reminds you, okay, he's still planning on going to be with Orton when he comes back. It's not like they want us to forget about him in a sense. But, I mean, I also want to say this about the match. It was a good match. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, because I got to agree with Anthony on what he said. It was probably, like, honestly the best trick or street fight they've ever had. It had the comedy segment in it, but at the same time, it was done right.
Yeah, there wasn't too much silliness, and it did make sense. Tyler, go ahead, sir.
I like the entrances. I mean, and I think Chad Gable and Otis stole the show. They won it. I mean, this goes back to when it was heavy machinery Otis in a way. I appreciate this match for making me laugh, but like you guys were saying, it was actually a very solid contest between, Matt Riddle and Otis, and I love the RKO into the pumpkin. That was clever. I mean, nothing says Halloween like an RKO into a jack-o'-lantern. That was brilliant. So that's all I'm going to add to it. Not much to say. It was very funny, but yet they took it serious enough where it had some good action in it.
I want to also point this out, though. Or I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. Matt Riddle was dressed up as Ezekiel, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So, I mean,
I thought it was Ultimate Warrior.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure it was Ezekiel, and I'm honestly kind of glad that Elias has his old gimmick back, and he's not just, "Hi, I'm Ezekiel. I'm his younger brother." I didn't care for the gimmick. They didn't go for it.
They even let the man fully grow his beard back.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they gave him time to grow his facial hair back. I mean, that's showing commitment to the character.
Yeah.
No, not fully. Like you could still tell that it was literally a few.
I'm just waiting for the Walk with Elias segments back. That's what I'm waiting for. Who wants to walk with Elias?
I don't think he can do that right now because he's a face.
Well,
he did it. He's done it before.
The next match is another match that the Miz kind of got egged on to fighting. The Miz taking on Mustafa Ali. Even though Miz's jaw was messed up, Miz is still willing to take on Ali to shut him up. So there's a lot of back and forth action to start. Ali nails a swinging neck breaker. Ali with a backstabber and chops. Ali then nails a tornado DDT and a flying crossbody to the outside. Miz pushes Ali across the announce table. And then Dexter Lumis comes up from behind. The Miz tries to choke him. Miz runs away, and Mustafa Ali nails a super kick and a 450 splash. And Ali is your winner for this one. Tyler, what do you think of Ali getting the win over Miz in this match. Sort of random.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I know it is random, but I'm glad they're pushing Ali. I think you've got to start giving some other people momentum, even guys we've seen on TV. But Ali has definitely took that break and a step back. So I'm happy for him. Miz, I don't think it hurts him to take a loss here.
I agree. Miz is great, but Ali needs some more footing here
Right.
to get some momentum.
I will disagree,
ahead.
but agree at the same
Yep.
time. I don't know. To me, it just seems like the Miz has just been losing all year. I mean, I don't know. That's just me, though. I think the only match he really won, at least to my memory, is the one with Logan Paul, and then he turned on him. That's just the only match offhand that I can think he won, and that was back in April. So I don't know, but at the same time, yeah, Miz is a veteran. He can take a loss for Ali, and I'm definitely glad that Ali is actually getting some type of a push. Being able to get wins, considering the fact that when he came back, he wasn't really pushed all that well. Considering I think his first match he won, and then the next match he just kept losing. So I don't know. I'm glad to see him win, but at the same time, I was a little upset to see the Miz lose yet again. Yeah. But at the same time as well, it makes sense that they had Dexter Lumis in it. So, and it definitely continues to build that whole thing up. So I liked it. I just think, I don't even think they could have done it better. I was just a little sad that Miz had to lose.
Yeah, I get it. But I feel like, again, who does it benefit more? Probably Ali, right?
Yeah, it does.
How about you, Carlos? What are your takes, man?
I'm gonna pass on the match. Probably that I didn't see it.
Okay.
But during when they were chasing Dexter Lumis off, there was this security guard. I don't know if you noticed that jumped over the barricade with no hands, no feet. He just jumped over, he just hopped it like it was nothing. I'm like, is that maybe an indie star or something? But it was those are small security guard. He jumped over the barricade. Now I don't know if you guys saw that, but I thought it was pretty funny.
I didn't see the clip.
Okay, this is a topic that I want to talk to us about. WWE investigates. We get a very cool 60 minutes sort of thing here. If you haven't seen 60 Minutes, it's a show, if you're out of the United States, it's a show on CBS where it's almost like a magazine and they talk about news. And they're pretty much doing this whole thing with Byron Saxton and Johnny Gargano's talking. And Gargano says that Dexter married into my NXT family, but Dexter lost his job and fell on hard times. And Dexter Lumis ended up becoming a struggling artist, selling work outside on the streets. And as Johnny Gargano was getting ready to return, make his appearance, he overheard a conversation that The Miz had with Dexter Lumis. Basically, the gist of it is that The Miz was paying Dexter Lumis to attack him and pretend like he has been stalking him to pretty much make people feel sorry for The Miz, I guess, is what this whole thing is. So what do you guys think? I mean, it's been weeks. Dexter Lumis has been showing up for months now. Do you think this is a really good, this is the story? He's after The Miz for money. Miz is giving him money, so now he's attacking him for money. I mean, what do you guys think? It's kind of silly, right? What do you think?
I think it's silly. I don't know. They had me when they first started doing this, and I know I probably got to give it time, but that whole 60-minute segment, I know you got to find ways to have these news segments, but it did nothing to make me take it too seriously. I know it's all about.
I like the reenactments.
Oh, yeah, well, those were good. That is the positive out of some of the negative. But poor Gargano, I love him as a wrestler, but his promo, I don't know, just his way of even doing this type of deal kind of fell flat to me, if I'm being honest.
Okay. No, hey, that's why you're here, sir. We love your honesty.
Well, thank you.
I'll throw it to Carlos.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty silly too. I think this whole thing that since Johnny and Candice came back, they've been doing so bad with them. They deserve better, my opinion. They deserve so much better.
And I mean the payoff too. I mean, we've been waiting for months to find out, oh my God, why is he attacking The Miz? Who are these people? Who's in the hood? Who's this? Who's that? Who's that? And it's like, oh, so he's doing this because The Miz is paying him. Interesting. And what the fuck is wrong with the Miz? He's having people like break into his house and shit. Like Jesus Christ.
I know.
He's all he's doing is looking for charity, bro. That's all he's doing.
I was about to throw it to you, dude. I was about to say Chris Jericho. Go ahead, Dan.
But no, I agree. It was kind of silly, but I kind of felt that it was gonna be that way from like the beginning. I don't know. To me, the stalker idea just never works out. One idea that immediately comes to mind: DDP doesn't work.
Yep.
It's I don't know. I don't like that even exists. That WWE even thought, let's do that again. Let's see if that works. Didn't work the first time. It sure is only gonna work the second time. But I guess it had some promise at the beginning, but I don't know. Now with the whole thing, oh, I paid him or he paid him to do it, doesn't work. And they just ruined the whole thing. I mean, you could have at least made it feel like, oh, he wants to suck him because he's such a big star or something, and he wants to prove himself. Who the fuck knows? But I don't know. They ruined that whole thing.
Listen. I'm not gonna lie. For a minute, I thought they were doing like a gay storyline. Like when he was like, I picked up the audio, I want you to listen, and he's like, hey, listen about the money. I'm like, wait a minute, what type? Whoa. But then I realized I just again like I feel like we were kind of like duped. I wish it was a bit more, but we'll talk more as the storyline progresses. We are at our main event. The WWE Women's Tag Team titles on the line. The champions Damage Control with Bayley taking on Asuka and Alexa Bliss with Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. Io Shirai nails double knees in the corner. Asuka nails a back fist and a German to Dakota. Asuka accidentally kicks the post and Io Sky nails a dragon screw outside of the ring. Alexa Bliss nails a drop kick to Kai and a code red, which gets a 2 count. Asuka applies an armbar to Kai. However, Io Sky breaks it up. We finally get to see Io and Asuka go at it. Io with double knees in the corner and a springboard drop kick, which gets a 2 count. Asuka applies an Asuka lock on Sky, but Kai breaks it up. Bianca then attacks Bayley outside of the ring. Asuka nails a kick to Kai. Kai nails a scorpion kick to Asuka. Bayley lands a belly to belly off of a landing to Bianca Belair through a table, proving Bianca, I'm being the last woman standing tonight. Bliss then tosses Kai into the ring steps. Io Sky goes for a moonsault. However, Asuka kicks her and Bliss nails a twisted Bliss. And we have new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions for like a third time in like 2 months, right? Alexa Bliss and Asuka. So, two things I guess to talk about. What did you think about the match, then winning the titles, and Bayley kind of being the last woman standing tonight, taking out Bianca Belair? I'll throw it to Dan first.
All right. Well, the match, I guess it was all right. I feel it didn't need all that little extra stuff with Bayley and Bianca. Didn't need all that. It kind of took the attention away from the match, in my opinion. But then again, I'm happy to see that Alexa Bliss got a title again. Because we all know I love me some Alexa Bliss. But then again, at the same time, I feel I don't think it was smart for them to take the titles away from Damage Control, because let's just speak hypothetically that Bayley does win the women's title. Then they could kind of do like not exactly a bloodline thing, but they could essentially kind of do that with them holding the tag titles and her holding the women's title. It could go so much better if they did that, but with them losing the tag titles and Bayley kind of standing tall, it's kind of giving me an idea on what to lean for when we're going to do our predictions. And I'm obviously not going to get into it, but it was a good match, but I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish they just kept the titles on Damage Control. But that's me.
I agree. I thought, it does make me reconsider my thoughts for the match at Crown Jewel, but I also agree with you, Dan. I thought they were going to do like a whole kind of like bloodline thing where they were going to hold all the titles. They were going to have control. That's their name. But yeah, kind of interesting. Carlos, what do you think, man?
The match was good. The whole finish kind of pissed me off. I love Alexa and Asuka, but it's like I feel like Damage Control have so much potential. Like ever since they came back, I feel like they should have retained. But on the good side, I feel like this could be a good way to like bring somebody else into the group, a potential boss. but we'll see what happens here. But yeah,
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh,
I see exactly what he did.
then this could be a good way to lead for Survivor Series team Damage Control versus Team Bianca, and then maybe Bianca's team gets them a little bit of a glow. Who knows what happens there?
Oh my god.
Interesting. We'll listen. Let's talk. Tyler, you didn't get to go yet. Go ahead, Tyler. So.
Yeah,
No, that's fine. I was just going to say all valid observations. The match was pretty solid. I think this is just a way to change up the formula, just even momentarily, is why Alexa Bliss and Asuka got the titles for the women's division. It is fun seeing Io and Asuka battle it out, and Alexa taking on Dakota Kai. And I'm glad Bayley did get the belly-to-belly suplex onto Bianca Belair going into the match, because it does create that expectation. Oh, maybe she could actually come out of Crown Jewel the champion. So there's a lot to unpack. We'll get to it, but that's just my quick highlights.
That match kind of fucked up my predictions for the show now, because I now, I thought it was going to be a whole domination. Now I don't know. All right, so we're almost done.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I do want to also just say this. Is it just me, or does it feel like they just kind of threw Alexa Bliss into a random tag team yet again because they don't know, or not even just a tag team, they just threw her somebody because they don't know what to do with her?
She needs a world title run. She needs a main one.
I would agree with that, but it's just like, think about it. They threw her with Nikki Cross, threw her with The Fiend, what was it? No, that was Charlotte. They threw her in with a bunch of people, and it doesn't work. Like, I'm not saying she's bad in the tag team. She's not. She's great, but stop putting her in a pointless tag team that's not really gonna be a big I'm sorry, but they're not.
I thought they were gonna be putting her back with the Wyatts. Honestly, I thought they were gonna keep her off TV until like the right time to introduce the whole Wyatt 6, but then like they have her come back. So I'm like, damn. I guess
they need to have her either turn on Bianca and Asuka and have her fight Bianca at the Rumble, or have her move on to SmackDown and try a challenge for the SmackDown Women's title. Because I do agree with Carlos. I think she needs to hold on to one of the main titles. She hasn't been a main women's champion since 2018. That's close to 5 years now.
Yeah.
But let's cover our favorite moment from the night. I'll throw it to Tyler first. Tyler, what was your favorite moment from this episode?
I gotta say it's the comedic element. I would say Theory and Rollins, but I've got to mention it has to go back to Chad Gable and Otis dressing up like the SNL skit. For me, that was a highlight.
I love that skit. That's like one of my favorite skits. So I was glad to see it happen again. What's this song too that he dances to? Isn't it like
it was Loverboy, Turn Me Loose, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Breaking my heart.
Here you go.
Sorry. Okay.
We're getting the singing machine. There's the guy.
Yes. Carlos, what was your favorite moment of the night?
The Theory and Rollins match, and then honorable mention the Roman Reigns promo.
That was good. Yeah, very good. I'm excited for Reigns and Paul, because I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm excited that promo kind of made me like, now he's looking to prove like, shut up, Paul, I'm the one. I was going to say Jericho. Dan, go ahead.
I might surprise people with this one, but I really like the Roman Reigns thing. I like the Seth Rollins match and everything, but I don't know, that kind of won me over for Roman right now. I don't know.
Roman's promos before like a pay-per-view usually always go like, oh, he always snaps whenever like before a pay-per-view, like the one before WrestleMania 36 is probably my best promo, my favorite promo that he did when he was in the Thunderdome. That was probably my favorite one, when he said the Dreamers and all that. But yeah, no, it was he always cuts fire promos.
Reigns.
Now he does.
Before he was like
I'm the guy.
He is. He's the fucking head of the table, man. He's the god.
No, the guy I said.
The guy. I thought he was the guy. Oh yeah, I'm the guy, right? Was he the
he used to be like, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy.
Okay, well, the guy.
Now he's like, fuck y'all for all bullying me. Now he's like, fuck y'all for all bullying me. Now you gotta deal with my shit. And I got both belts. What now?
He's the head of the
Rocky
table with some
sucks.
succotash.
Fun fact, guys. Let me just say my moment, and then I'm going to say a fun fact, and we're going to close. My moment of the night was I'm going to agree with Tyler. I like the Matt Riddle versus Otis because it is Halloween. Also, I like seeing Alexa Bliss and Asuka, even though I don't want them to be champions. I like seeing them return. I like seeing them in action. So those two things. Fun fact for all those fans who are in the States, tonight we're dropping this on Friday. Young Rock is premiering on, I think, Fox. Oh no, NBC, sorry, NBC. And Becky Lynch is going to be on the episode as Cyndi Lauper, and she has a really, really, really good Cyndi Lauper impression. Her voice doesn't sound like Becky Lynch at all. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, well worth watching.
I think that might be why she did the whole haircut thing, because her hair, Cindy's hair, is that length in the episode. You know, when she did the whole haircut segment. I don't know. Maybe that was why that happened.
Could have been.
So thank you for tuning in. We have a lot more to cover. We have Crown Jewel tomorrow, Saturday, November 5th. Special start time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what it is Pacific, and that's cool. We're going to talk that. We're going to have our predictions. Right now, Tyler is a champion, but Dan's coming for a title. Carlos is coming for a title. I'm disputing the fact that I should still be champion because I'm the man. Well, one of the men with the main belt here, but we'll find out. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Carlos, Tyler, and Dan for joining me. As always, thank you for listening, everybody. I'm Mia. We're signing out. Stay tuned. We'll be back with our Crown Jewel predictions. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.